Hey, everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday, and we've got 90 Day the Other Way today. I've got my buddy Kimberly here from A Date with Dateline. And
Woohoo.
Kimberly and I, this past week, we talked on their Patreon Supercast live feed about Claim to Fame, a show that
Mhm,
I didn't know I needed in my life, but now I do need it in my life.
mhm. I'm just getting you
Uh-huh.
hooked on everything.
I know, and I am hooked on it because Mariah Smith had told me when she was on my show, and then John Hill said he loved it, and then you said you loved it, and I was like, "Well, these 3 people are smart." So, yeah, I gotta say, yeah, it's good. So now I'm like and I like that also it's on, like, a Wednesday night, so you can't binge it, you can't,
Mhm,
so
mhm.
I gotta wait till Wednesday to find out who's gonna be exposed next.
I know. Are you gonna come on our live stream again?
Yeah, if you want me, yeah, I know you've got a lot of people that wanna be on it, so if you could
Yeah,
sq whenever you can squeeze me in, I'm there.
okay, amazing.
Okay. I don't
You can come on Wednesday, Thursday.
yeah, I'll see if I have any new theories this week that nobody agreed with any of my theories, by the way.
I have a
Okay.
new theory.
Ooh. Are you gonna tell or you're gonna wait?
There there's that orca on the wall, on the clue wall. People
Okay.
who didn't watch have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I did, so go ahead.
So I immediately thought of Free Willy, which
Yes.
then I thought of Willie Nelson.
Okay, that's okay, stretch, but go ahead. Mhm.
And then I thought The Whale, that movie Brendan Fraser won the Oscar for.
Yeah,
The
okay.
Whale.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Okay. I think, Free Willy is a little it seems the clues don't seem to be, like, that deep where they're you gotta go 4 clues down to figure it out. Seem to be
I
pretty
went 2 clues, 1 clue down.
no, you went Orca,
Kim
Free
thought I
Willy, Willie Nelson.
no, these are 2
The
different 2 different suggestions.
Okay,
One is Brendan Fraser and one is Willie Nelson.
okay.
Kim thought Michael Jackson because he had that song in Free Willy. Now that is like 4 stretches.
Okay, right. I still think they're trying to push us in that Jackson direction, but it's not a
Yeah, it's
Jackson.
a fake out. It's a
It's
red
a fake
herring
out.
Jackson. Yeah.
It's a red herring Jackson. I think again, I think it's Smokey Robinson's relative. And also Katie did tell me the accidental clue that she saw
Oh,
about
she did.
Shane.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's a possibility, but I don't think it's like, "Oh god, how did we not see it?" It was nothing like that.
Okay.
It wasn't. It was sort of like, "Okay, you just throw it out there." Same as like I'm just throwing out Smokey Robinson and Elvis.
Okay, so
Like,
maybe okay. Then I
yeah,
would listen to it, as long as
yeah.
it's not a huge, like
No. And there's nothing that points directly to it either. And now that we know that they can just lie about their names,
yeah.
that I don't like. That I don't like. I
Mhm.
wish that they had to like if we find out Miguel's name is Michael, I'm okay with that.
Right.
And like Gracie Lou, we found out her name is really like Grace Ann or something.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that. But just a full fake name, I don't think that's fair.
A lot of people did that last time.
Yeah, I don't think if you have a full fake name, like I'm gonna say
But
my name
that's
is
just in case someone like, we had someone, he didn't change his name, but, like, I was watching my DVR recorded Celebrity Family Feud because I love Celebrity Family Feud,
okay, all right, yeah.
and he was on it with his relative, like, years
Mm,
before, just in case, like, someone saw something like that. I think that's why they changed their name.
okay. Except for HUD, who didn't change his name, and it's very obvious who he is.
That was a mistake.
Also, anybody who watches Real Housewives of Beverly Hills would know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, that's our claim to fame corner, guys. If you're into it, if you're into it, join A Date with Dateline Patreon Supercast, and you can watch the live that I guess I'm going to come on Thursday night. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited to chat with you guys about it and throw out my stupid theories that nobody agrees with. But maybe I'll be right.
No, we just didn't agree with your Elvis theory.
Right? Yeah, yeah. You're going Bolt for Bolton, and I'm going Bolt
Both for
for. You're going Bolt for Bolton, and I'm going Bolt for taking care of business in a flash. Elvis's mantra.
okay,
Yeah.
that is a stretch to me.
It's a no, its symbol was a lightning bolt. I mean, that or it's Tom Sandoval with his lightning bolt necklace,
Oh
you
my
know?
god.
I
Oh,
thought was
that
it
would be
was
amazing.
because of the lightning bolt, I was like, "Gosh, was that like a movie back in the day, The Flash?" And, like, who was in that movie? But then I think of The Greatest American Hero, but nobody knows the name of that guy anymore. That blonde, curly-haired guy.
No,
Yeah, remember that show, though? I
no.
loved it.
But I
No,
mean, I've heard of it, but no one in the house will know. So that would
it's too
be,
old.
yeah, that person could win.
All right. Well, claim to fame, guys. We're into it. And also, Kimberly and I recorded yesterday, Monday, for Forbidden Love, which is a new show on TLC. That's over on the $10 level, the Family Pink Shade level of Patreon, Supercast, Apple subscriptions. You can get it all three places. We are covering, that was season 1, episode 1 of Forbidden Love. And we liked it. We liked it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's about like two extreme religions, and then those people have fallen in love, and it's forbidden,
There
and
is
they're
an
in love.
Amish guy who is addicted to pornography.
He's only been out for a year, and boy, did he catch up quick. He's got the curse words. He's driving. He knows about porn.
He thought
Yeah.
Rumspringa was supposed to be forever.
Yes, he did. And his name is Elmer, and so you just can't get any
Can't get
better than that. You
He's
can't get
made for
better.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah, bless him. Except we did have to see his wife flossing his teeth. So
It opens. That's how they introduce us to
yeah.
them.
And I wonder, because she was really telling him how to brush his teeth, wash his teeth. That's what my great aunt used to say. I got to wash my teeth. She was really, so I'm wondering, like, did the Amish, well, I mean, they probably make their own toothpaste and stuff, right? Because they can't buy it
Yeah.
at the store. So maybe they
Um,
don't have good
I
dental hygiene. His teeth were fine.
So on Breaking Amish, there
Hmm.
was a girl in the first season who they had in her community, they had such terrible dental hygiene. They did not prioritize it, and they
Yeah.
would just pull out teeth when they
Yeah.
got infected. So she had a ton of missing teeth, and it was very painful. She was given like a very cheap set of dentures that were making her gums bleed. It was
Oh,
horrible, but they found a dentist on the first season who would like do it for free for her and give her
nice.
some new teeth.
I
And it made her feel so
remember.
much better about herself.
I am remembering now that we're talking about Breaking Amish, that I didn't watch it, but I did see that one guy that had the bad teeth, and people would send it to me to torture me. And they're like, are you watching the show? Have you seen this guy's teeth? And I would like look away really quick before I could see it on my Instagram, because I'd seen it once and I didn't need to see it again.
Yeah. That's like I should start sending you clips of Dr. Pimple Popper.
No, 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 no. Nope.
I
Nope.
wouldn't. That's mean.
It
I'm
does
not that
happen.
type of person.
It does happen where sometimes it pops up as like an ad or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to like fast forward it really
Yeah, I
fast.
don't think they should do that. I don't like that.
I don't either, because it's not ever a pimple. It's a growth.
Mhm.
Sometimes the size of like a watermelon on the size of like your cheek. It's like a head on the side of your head.
Yeah, and I like seeing it, but I know others don't, and I don't wanna force other people to look at the weird stuff I like.
I wouldn't mind if they showed us like the before, and then we just flip to the after to be like, look what happened after they had the surgery and they got the growth removed. And then I'd
Mhm.
like to see how better their life is now that they've had this thing removed off the back of their head or whatever. I don't need to
Yeah.
see the surgery when they show them. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because Kimberly likes it. That's why. Yeah. She likes to watch people getting
I am the
growth cut
problem.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless. There was this some lady that had like her whole face was covered in those like large tumors, and I hoped that she was okay.
Sometimes they're just non-malignant
But
lipomas or something.
yeah, but then they'll have like 20 of them all over their face, and they
Yeah.
gotta go to Dr. Pimple Popper to get them off.
Yeah.
And then they keep coming back. Is it something like in you that makes
It
you?
depends if you can get the whole thing, like the root,
Yeah.
the sac.
Ooh, God.
Did you hear the hesitation in my voice? Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I should say the word,
Uh-huh.
but then
But
I wanted to be correct, and
mm,
so I said the word, and then I
mm.
instantly regretted it. Mary
I
Payne
was just-
is a proper Southern lady, and she is so, like, sweating right now.
I've just turned the fan on my feet. I'm sweating. Um, let's change the subject.
Yeah,
Let's talk about 90 Day the Other Way,
yeah.
season 6, episode 4. 10 things I hate about moving.
Like that movie, 10 Things I
Yeah,
Hate About You.
it's crazy. But you just moved, so maybe you could make a list of 10 things you hate about moving. Don't, because that'll take too long, but I
Yeah.
bet you could.
Oh, I could do 30,
One
40.
of them would be you gotta pay too much for your cable. That's one
Yeah,
thing you hate.
I'm pissed about that.
Are you gonna do YouTube TV? Is that what
I
you
might
decided?
switch, yeah,
Okay.
by the end of the month.
All right. Well, let's start 90 Day the Other Way, season 6, episode 4. Let's start with Josh and Lily. So, Josh arrives at the house. Now, what's interesting as we get into their story, we remember that they met because he was trying to learn Mandarin and she was trying to learn English. Um, he doesn't speak any Mandarin whatsoever, but she does speak some English.
Yeah, she's doing great. He gave up immediately once he met her, I think,
I
and
think
he
he's like,
saw that she speaks enough to communicate on a very surface level. I
yeah,
still think most of their relationship problems are because of a language barrier. There's
yeah,
intricacies that are getting lost about
yeah.
their finances,
Hmm.
and I think they might need to sit down with a translator.
I think so too, because I think that some things that he thinks are coming across as rude, she's definitely not meaning it that way.
Mhm,
I think it's like a cultural difference to just very blatantly talk about money where
mhm.
he doesn't know that. So he arrives at this gorgeous home that she lives in and they hug and they're like, I love you. And she says, oh, you're so handsome. I like your beard. Now, remember, they are married. They got married in the States and they haven't seen each other. What is like 8 months?
So she came to the States and then she had to go back for business? Is that what happened?
She came to the States to visit and they just went ahead and got married while she was there. But she can't, she does not want to move from China because she owns a successful business.
Gotcha.
Um, So they're very happy to see each other and they kiss and he cries. He's so happy to see her. And oh my gosh, this house is incredible. It has an elevator.
Well, she put a lot of money into it, Mary Payne. I don't know
I
if you heard.
I heard that. I heard that. But she shows him the fridge and she's like, look at this. There's an ice maker. Like she's so excited about the ice maker. And he
I
goes,
was
oh,
excited about the ice maker. I've never had one in an apartment before.
really?
No, I mean, my parents have one, but
Do
I've
you have
never
one
I'm
now?
not fancy. No, I took my old fridge from my old apartment. It's very cheap.
Okay. Well, we have, in addition to the ice maker, I mean, I don't want to brag, but we do, in addition to the ice maker that's in our fridge, we have one of those ones that go on the shelf that makes that pellet ice.
No, you don't. That's what I
Yes.
want, the nugget ice.
Yes, you could get one. They're not that expensive.
They are. I mean, the good one's like $400.
Uh, yeah, maybe so, but I think
I
you
always
can.
see weird sales on TikTok for like $100, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that's legitimate.
yeah, I'm scared of a TikTok sale, but yeah, go to, just kinda be scouting it out on Amazon and stuff because we have one and we love it. It's
I
so
want it,
good.
and I think it would help my smoothies in the morning. It would chop them up
Yeah,
more fine because
yes.
there's
I
always little chunks of ice, even
yeah, I
with
think
the new
that's right.
blender I just got.
Mhm. I think that's
Or
right.
I could just drive to a Sonic and buy a bag and see how that goes.
Um,
Because you can buy the bags, I've heard.
I think that's silly when you could just make it at home yourself with your
Well,
own
no,
water.
just to try
Oh,
in the blender, see how it goes.
yeah, I think it's gonna be great in your blender. My husband uses it when he makes his smoothies. He uses that pellet ice,
Yeah,
and
but
he
I just love to chew on it.
it's so good. It's probably bad for your teeth, but it's so soft.
It's
I
so
can't
soft.
yeah. I total sidebar. This is not the kind of ice that Lily has, but she has a fridge with ice, a freezer, and he's very happy. So he goes, "Oh yeah," and he kind of laughs because she's like, look at the ice," and he goes, "No ice cream," like he jokes, and she goes, "No, can't afford it. Can't afford any food. No ice cream." So I was like, "Oh wow, okay." They get in the elevator to go upstairs, and it has music playing in the elevator.
Like elevator music.
Like
That's li
that was something she could have not splurged on and bought some
Yeah.
food
No,
instead.
she went a little crazy.
Yeah.
Also, an elevator in a house really freaks me out. My parents were looking into one
Yeah. Yeah.
because my dad's back was so bad, and it's expensive. They never did it. But, I feel like I would get trapped and die, and
And
no
then
one would
what? And then
and then what?
you call the elevator people, and then how do they get into your house to help you?
Do they break in? I don't understand, and
I don't
I
either.
hope that what if that thing is broken? The emergency button, I don't know. My mind goes to the worst possible scenarios.
Yeah, I think it's a little I mean, it's just like it's one floor. Like, why can't they walk up the stairs?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I'm lazy and I hate stairs, so
I do too, but not enough to put an elevator in my house. So she shows them the bedroom and the phone controls the light. So she shows them the pads on the wall. It's all very high tech, which is very cool. And everything in the house, the controls are in Chinese and in English. And he was like, I really, there's little things that she does like that. I really appreciate that she did that. And then
You
they
know what? I'm
go,
so sorry. Can we go back? One of my fears, I will never get a townhouse that has stairs. It's because I live alone and I'm scared I will fall down the stairs because I've already fallen downstairs once and messed up both my ankles. I'm scared I will fall down the stairs, die, and then my dog will eat me. So now that I think about it, because they always say your cat will eat you, but
yeah,
I don't think a dog would. But I now think I could do a townhouse if it had an elevator in it. I know that it's super bougie and I can't afford it, but let's just say I could.
okay,
I would rather risk that than falling down the stairs.
really?
Yeah. I
Okay,
have 2
interesting.
fears and one appears to be greater than the other.
They both involve going to the second floor.
Right.
Both of your fears
Yeah.
involve 2 stories. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow, okay. I'm sorry that
We
that's
just
your fear, that's
unpacked a lot.
something. Yeah, that's a lot there. So she shows him the toilet and she goes, "Here's the toilet. There's a bidet to clean your ass." And she keeps saying, "Clean your ass." And he thinks it's very funny. I don't know if he
What did
asked for the bidet or that's cultural for them or
what
what.
did Ji-hoon say all the time? He's like, "My
Clean
family
anal.
clean anal." Yes,
Yeah,
thank
my
you.
family has the cleanest anal. Yeah. So he thinks that's hilarious that she keeps saying about cleaning your ass. And she's like, "I put so much hard work into this." He was like, "I know. I really appreciate it." She's like, "So much money. I have no money." He's like, Got it. Got it."
What do you say? How many times can you say thank you? It's so awkward.
Again, I think it's the language barrier here where she thinks like she's joking or she think, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think she literally means like, we are down to $0.
Yeah,
I think I think it's cultural and that she doesn't understand that continually saying it is
is making
actually
him feel bad.
making
Yeah.
him feel bad. So, in the talking head, he says, "She does constantly remind me how much money she spent on this house. And I didn't ask her to. And it's getting exhausting. I've only been here like 14 minutes and she's
Mm,
already mentioned the money."
mhm.
So the next morning, he's trying to get the stovetop working. He's underneath it. He's like, "I don't think the gas line is hooked up." And he tells us, they went right to bed last night. The minute his head hit the pillow, they were right to sleep. He's like, "But, he'll make it up to her
Oh god.
later today." Got it.
I'm sure we'll hear about it.
Yeah. And, but she comes in and asks what he's doing. He's like, "I'm trying to understand, like the stove doesn't work. I'm trying to fix it." She's like, "Oh, that's so nice. We have to leave. Let's go."
I hope
So
he didn't unhook a gas line and then they just leave. That made me very nervous too.
he also had like D-sized batteries sitting on the counter.
Yeah, I saw that. That was
I was like, "Does the
is it
stove
a
run on
battery
batteries?"
operated gas line?
Um,
And
so,
then they just leave and he's not a professional and their
uh-uh.
house is gonna fill with gas.
Toxic gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're headed to this place to try on wedding clothes. Did you notice she has a white BMW and a pink her inside of her garage is pink and the interior of her car is also pink.
So next time she says, "I did all of this for you," I don't
Yeah.
wanna hear it because that garage is Barbie pink, and I know he didn't ask for that.
He didn't ask for the interior of her car to be special ordered pink leather.
It is gorgeous.
Mhm.
It's like a soft pink,
Yeah.
but a bright pink steering wheel. It
Yeah.
is very pretty. Yeah, that must have cost a fortune, and then the
Yeah.
walls and the floor of the garage have been painted hot pink, yeah.
And her car is a German car and she lives in China, where I'm pretty sure they make quite a few cars in China.
I wouldn't
You
know,
know,
I don't know anything about cars, but I'm gonna trust you on that one.
you do know that a lot of cars come from China though, right?
Japan, I know.
Okay. Well, okay. Perhaps you're right.
Toyota is Japan.
Oh. All right. Somebody reach out and tell me that I'm wrong. Y'all know how much I love Tropical Smoothie Cafe, and Tropical Smoothie Cafe wants to celebrate summer with you. This week only, which is July 22nd through the 28th, Tropic Rewards members get a free Island Punch smoothie with a bowl or a food purchase. You guys know how much I love their turkey bacon ranch sandwich, and I also love the acai bowls. The Island Punch smoothie is my husband's favorite smoothie. It has peach, guava, passion fruit, mango, and pineapple. And again, this week you can get a free Island Punch smoothie with a food or a bowl purchase. You can order in the app, online, or in cafe. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. You're on Tropic Time now. Okay, so she tells us that the wedding hall she picked
All
out is
right.
modeled after the Tang dynasty, and she feels the guests will feel transported back to beautiful ancient China. And so she's got a wedding package, right? So she goes in and they're talking about what's included in the package. And the shop lady says, here's what's included in your package that you paid for. But if you wanted to upgrade, you could try on these outfits. It's 5,000 yen, which is $687.
Okay.
Um, that's my hashtag journalism. And so he tells her, you can decide what you want, like whichever, we'll try it all on, but it's up to you. And she goes, well, which one do you want? And he goes, it's up to you. And she goes, no, we will decide together. And then she says, gosh, I sure wish he would ease some of my financial burden, but he tells me he's broke. Well, this is not new information.
No. And also then I don't like that. I feel like there's a huge miscommunication going on, or
I do
one of them
too.
is lying about previous conversations.
Yeah, I feel like we need to see this play out with the translator. Um, and he says, I'm so glad that we're going to be able to have this ceremony for your friends and family. And she goes, yeah, I'm doing it because you said you wanted this special wedding. And he goes, no, no, you said you wanted it. You're the one that mentioned it. You said you wanted this special wedding. And I said, okay, I'm happy just to save the money. Like, we don't have to do this. And then she says, in her talking head, she goes, I'm doing this for him because he said he wanted the special Chinese wedding. So who said it?
Who said it? Where roll the tape? There were no tapes at that time.
No, right.
Why can't they just do this wedding later in like a year? They're gonna be permanently married. They're already married. So like
Yeah.
there's
They could
no
just have
rush.
a party once
Yeah.
they get the house payments and stuff settled, and
Mhm.
that's under control. So they try on the outfits and he likes the one that's nicer that costs more. And she goes, here's a problem though with that one. That's gonna be the money, honey. And he goes, okay, I'll pay the difference. If this is the one we like better, we should do it. I'll pay the difference. I'll take care of it. She's like, you're gonna pay for it. He says, yeah, I'm gonna pay for the difference. And in Talking Dead, he tells us when he sold his house, he did get some money from that. So he can pay for the dress she wants. It's no big deal. So probably, let's just say he made $10,000 from the sale of his house. And in his mind, he's like, I've got to eke that out for 10 years until I'm
How
allowed to
could
get a
he
job.
only have made $10,000 from the sale of his house? He didn't
I'm
have to
guessing.
buy a new house.
I'm guessing. Maybe he was because he's like, I made a little bit of money from selling my house. So I mean, a little bit of money to me from selling a house would be
I guess. I mean,
$10,000.
he didn't own it outright. He had a mortgage, so he had
Right.
maybe only paid off
Part of it.
part of maybe he had only been in the house for a couple of years.
Yeah. It's
I don't know anything
interesting.
about houses or mortgages.
And she says, oh, I need to look up this DM that somebody sent me also regarding this couple. So then she says, she goes, I have no money. All the money is paid for the house. And he goes, I know. And she goes, so I can't pay for this upgrade. He goes, yeah, I know. And he goes, "Look, it's like a stab in the heart, because she knows I cannot work here. And I fear she's going to throw it in my face every single day because this is only day one.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's said it in day one. She's already said it like 20 times. So
We've seen
yeah.
it. Yeah, we've seen it at no joke 8 times. Yeah.
I'm going to read you something that a listener sent to me about living in China. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. This is Jennifer who wrote me. And she says, this is a lot. So everybody get ready. Okay. Jennifer says, hello, I love your podcast. Thanks, Jennifer. It says, I'm reaching out to you because I have lived in Beijing, China for 9 years. And when you were discussing Lily and Josh this week, it seemed you needed clarification about expats in China. Josh can have a very Western life in the bigger cities in China. With a VPN, he can have access to all Western TV, film, and social media.
I thought of we talked about a VPN,
But
but I
I
thought
could
they would have
imagine they
shut
could
it
get one.
down.
Yeah, how they could get one. And it
That's
says
impressive.
he'd be better off living in the apartment, which would most likely be located in a city center. But the house is located out of the burbs, which is more rural, and things are not located in walking distance. If you have any other questions about China, I'm happy to answer. So
So
then
he can't get a license. until for 5 years. He can't get a license. Is that what we're
He can't work for 5 years.
right, but a driver's license.
Um, I haven't gotten anything about a driver's license yet.
Well, she
But
seems to think it's better to be in walking
oh,
distance.
walking,
City.
yes. I see what you're saying. Okay, Jennifer goes on to say, because I say, "Can he have, a VPN?" His wife can't have a VPN, and he says, his wife technically, air quotes, "cannot have a VPN," but a lot of Chinese people do. Expats technically cannot have VPNs, air
Right.
quotes, but they
Yeah.
do. It's China, you can get whatever you want. There's
Okay.
Western grocery stores in the big cities or WeChat stores will order for you, or Taobao, which looks like their Amazon. He'll be fine with all this. His
Okay.
drones, probably not. But
Okay.
electric cars, etc., he can have. China is more westernized into tier 1 cities like Beijing and Shanghai, but the working thing is correct, and that would be very challenging. But there are expat groups in the big cities like sports club, hiking, and the arts. He can join and meet other expats.
Mhm.
I was pleasantly surprised when I moved to Beijing in 2015, and that's why I've stayed here so long as a primary school teacher. Then she says for TV, there's lots of air quote illegal streaming sites that have all TV shows from around the world. The
Yeah.
shows drop on the same day as the United States. You could have Netflix, etc. You just need a VPN, which he should have put on his phone and computer before he left the States.
Yes. Mhm. These are great tips.
And then she says, Didi, DIDI, is our Uber. It's everywhere and in English. And WeChat is in English, is an amazing text everything app. And sorry for the overload of information, but I wanted to be helpful. Thank you, Jennifer. That's very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super.
And it confirms what we thought, which is you can get stuff, but you're not supposed to. But there's
Right.
sneaky workarounds, it sounds like.
Mhm.
But I didn't think
Yeah.
about the driver's license at all. I wonder how expensive the Ubers are there.
Yeah. And also, like, if she is going into her boss lady job every day, I guess she could just drop him off at the park like a dog and be like, pick
Right.
you up at 5. I don't
Go to
know.
your hiking group. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be
And but
nice.
WeChat is that text that we talked about,
Yeah.
but that's interesting that you can order things
Yeah.
and they have like Amazon. So he can do fine.
Yeah. I mean,
But the
look at her
money
house. I mean, she knows how to get stuff.
but I think what she said about certain cities being more westernized, he might do
Mm,
better in that sort of city, and I wonder which city they are outside of.
right, because I just have China. I don't have her
Yeah.
city here. All right, that'll be something to look at for next week, what city she's near.
Mhm.
Um, okay, let's move on to Sarper and Shekinah.
Oh gosh, those are my people.
Those are your people, unfortunately for you.
Okay, Shekinah and Sarper's weird glued on Lego man hair that somehow gets worse every week. I don't know how, it just does. It gets shinier and more plasticky looking.
I think the shorter it is, the harder it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's still mad at him about the bottles, those semen bottles and the book of conquests, but they
Uh-huh.
still had sex because it was her first night and she can still do that. But then she'll be mad after still.
Well, she can't resist him, she says.
She can't. He's too look at him.
Look
I
at that
mean,
guy.
look at it. He's an Adonis. That's like the name of her dog. Uh
Yeah, where is
so
Adonis? Did we see Adonis this episode?
no.
Oh, no.
Poor oh God, I hope Adonis is okay.
Me
He was
too.
fine last week.
Okay.
So he says, "You're just I know I shouldn't have brought out the book. You're so sensitive about the book."
Oh, God.
Okay, stop gaslighting. Any woman would be sensitive about a book of conquests.
Yeah.
So she says, also, any woman would be, and those bottles are like trophies.
Yes.
And he says, "You are my trophy."
Look
That's
at you. You are
that
a trophy.
you are my trophy. That is that charm that she just can't resist. He
She
turns
had to
on
take
the
her clothes
charm.
off immediately. He's so
Yeah.
charming.
So he says, this is where he's kind of funny. He says, "Let me show you the proof of my loyalty." And he goes to a wall and he's like, "Look how dirty that wall is." And she's like, "Yeah, everything in this apartment is absolutely disgusting. It's sticky. I can't sit down. Everything is gross."
Oh,
And he starts scratching his back against the gross stained wall like a sex addicted Winnie the Pooh, like just itching that. and scratching his butt and his back. And he says, "Look how
Oh,
hairy my back is. My back is so hairy, it's itchy because before it is the woman's duty to wax me, but now you are the only woman in my life. So I only let you wax." I Because
I
she
didn't.
probably wouldn't let him go to a salon, but
Is I'm
what an
sure if you
honor.
start dating somebody, like, after a week, they're like, "Will you wax my back?" I'd be like, "Fuck off. No, that's
No,
disgusting."
no,
I
but she's into it.
I didn't understand if he was saying it's up to a woman that I'm dating to wax my back or scratch my back.
Wax.
Either one.
And
It's
so
not the
it's
woman's job.
grown out because he can't have any other woman touch him because
Okay.
she won't even let him train other women. So I'm not surprised that.
Yeah, true.
So,
True.
but he thinks this is like proof of his loyalty. The
Mhm.
length of these hairs are proof of my love to you.
So gross.
So she's like, "Okay, I'll wax you, but I'm still mad at you. And you should know I used to wax an entire Navy base." And that's not a euphemism. Because she's an esthetician, she's like,
Mhm.
I was worked across the street from a Navy base and they would all come and get waxed. So I love this.
She's trying to say that she could do it really fast.
Yes, but also I think she's rubbing it in his face that she has seen a lot of men's hairy backs.
Right. How sexy.
Yeah. So she cleans off his back with like oil. She's prepping it. And he says, "Are you disgusted?" And she says, "Nothing physically about you disgusts me. Personalities, different situation." And he says, "I feel the same way about you. Sometimes I picture you pooping." I pic- Mary Payne's going to hate this. "I picture pooping and farting and periods. And it's gross, but not with you. I have an application on my phone tracking your period."
He keeps talking as she's waxing, like, looking back at her, like, he's like, the more he keeps going, like, he's like, "And your period, and I have an application on my phone. Ooh, and you know what else? I track your cycle." She's like, "I got it, you weirdo."
But then she says he's turning on the charm, so I'll forgive him. Like, is this charming to you?
Yeah, I'd like a man to track my cycle. It's so charming. It's like
So great.
Sperm Kyle
Yeah. Oh god.
from whatever before the 90 or whatever that
Oh
show was.
god.
Yeah,
He's gives me the willies.
gross.
So then the Willie Nelsons,
No.
the free willies. So
Stretch.
then he reveals that he didn't tell his family that they applied for the K-1 so that he could come to the States. And she's like, "What? I thought we decided that it'll take a while to come through, but when it comes through, you're gonna go to the States with me." And
Yeah.
he says, "I'm still not sure. Like, I don't really want to go to the States. I'm hoping that I can change her mind before that because it could take a couple years. I have a
Mhm.
couple years to change her mind, or maybe I'll change my mind. But really,
Mm,
I'm hoping I'll change her mind."
mhm,
And he's like, "I said, I don't know if I'll be able to work there and then I'll feel indebted to you. And I hate that feeling."
mhm.
And she points out that I have a daughter that I only see a few times a year, but
Every 5 weeks, Kimberly, every 5
every
weeks.
5 weeks I see
Yeah,
her
yeah,
and I need that time. I don't know. So she's going to keep flying back until the K-1 goes through.
I guess so.
So that's expensive. So he says, "Okay, I know." And she's like, "You don't know because you don't have a child." He does have a child. He's gone 18 years without seeing that child. He
Yeah,
doesn't know where that child is.
yeah,
And there
that storyline dropped off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
yeah,
probably many more out there.
yeah, I'm
TLC
sure.
should hire somebody to find that child because that would be their next storyline.
I think if you entered his information into 23andMe, you would get a plethora of hits.
I think your computer would just explode
Yeah, yeah.
with jizz and
Ew, Kimberly.
sorry, I'm in a weird
Kimberly,
mood today.
this has been gross out Mary Payne Day.
I know.
Jeez.
But seriously, it would be pages and pages and pages of results.
Mhm.
So why hasn't he done that?
He doesn't wanna know.
But
He
he
just wants
says he wants to find that one child.
he would just want Shekinah to have a brand new baby, but she's
Yeah,
not
he
going
does.
to. Because by the
So,
time he ever got to the States, she's gonna be like 45, and she's gonna be like, no, my kid's 18. I'm not doing this. No."
yeah. So she's shocked that he's kind of changing the plan which if she's ever seen the show before, that's literally happens with every couple. They
Mhm.
wait until the person gets to their country and then they change the plan.
But they're not engaged either because this is on a K-1 visa as a fiance visa, but they're not engaged.
No, they're just doing it preemptively.
A preemptive strike on the engagement. So once it gets approved a year from now or whatever, then they'll have to get engaged right away. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it feels more like it's something that has to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they just want to be together so bad. They also just want to stay on this show so bad,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
All right, let's move on to maybe the two most frustrating people that I've seen in a long while on this television. These
Mhm.
people are so immature and so
Mhm.
maddening,
Mhm.
and it's James and Tata.
Yeah.
So today's the day. He's heading to Indonesia. He's so sad to leave Jojo the dog, and he's not sure how long this rabies restriction will last, where he can get Jojo over there. And also, if it's taking you 2.5 days to travel there, it's going to take Jojo 2.5 days to travel there.
Yeah, that's horrible to think about.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So, Jojo is going to be staying with some close friends that he knows very well, and they're going to love him and take great care of him. And these friends do not want to be on camera. They're like, stick that dog in the back and don't show us.
I wrote, "I'm suspicious. Why aren't we seeing their faces?"
I think they were just like, we don't want to be associated with you, and we don't want the parents to know that we're talking to you because everybody
That
hates
makes
you.
me feel better about them. Yeah, then
Yeah.
they have good judgment. I'm fine with them taking care of the dog.
So now it's 2 hours later, and he says it was so hard to say goodbye to Jojo. Reminder, Jojo's the dog, because that's the last of his family that he has. But his entire family lives in this town,
Mhm.
every single person. And he says, his relationship with his parents is really strained right now. And he says he told his parents, along with his brother, about, where he was going, and it didn't go well. And he's talking to Tata, and she says, "How did it go when you talked to your parents, the day before you were moving to another country, a different continent altogether?" And he says, "It went the worst it could possible go. My mom cried. She said it was too short, too short and last minute. Correct.
Mhm.
And my dad didn't say anything." He said, "That's the worst because my dad's really hurt. He didn't talk to me at all."
This
And
is also the second time he has done this. He did that with his first lady.
this is
He
also a creation that this is his own
Yeah,
creation.
yes, it's a problem of his own making. Yeah.
Yes. And Tata cries and is like, "I'm so upset because I love your mom and dad so much. I hate that we left like this." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry we did it this way.
Yeah, it was your idea.
It was
He
your
wanted
idea.
to tell them.
This is crazy." So, I mean, she just left. Like, this is their daughter-in-law,
Either
and she
way,
just
she's gone.
left.
Yeah.
She's gone. Where'd she go? Oh, she's gone. It just makes no sense. It
It
literally, the more we talk about it, the less sense it makes. It makes no sense.
Well, it didn't work the first time I did this when I moved to Florida and left the business.
Mhm.
So let me do it again.
Right.
Maybe the family will react differently this time.
If I move into a foreign country, and also my wife, who you've grown to love, also has fled in the middle of the night, surely you'll be fine with that. I mean, this story is
Who No, there's
crazy,
something wrong with him that he thought this was a good idea.
and her too, by the way.
No, she didn't. She said, "I wish we could tell them. Why aren't we telling them?"
Okay, but then when we talk to her family, she
She
ain't
did it the same. You're
she
right,
ain't
you're
right
right.
either.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Okay. So his buddy Josh comes over, and he tells Josh he's got 32 hours of travel ahead of him. He's got an 11-hour layover in Istanbul. So Josh is not even taking him to the airport. Josh is taking him to the bus that will take him to the airport. And from that airport, wherever that is, he'll go to Turkey, then Jakarta, then to another place that I didn't write down. It's 2.5 days of travel.
That's horrible.
Who is going to take JoJo on that journey?
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's never going to happen.
Mm-mm.
So he tells Josh, "Yeah, when I get there, I'll be moving in with her family. Yeah, it's going to be tough. There's 7 people living in the house." And Josh was like, "Wow, are you really like wondering about this?" He goes, "Yeah, I am now second guessing everything. Um, you know, if it doesn't work out in Indonesia, it will be really hard to come back to the States. Like, I have no home. I have a family who thinks I've abandoned them again, and I'd be coming home to nothing." So yeah, I've got
JoJo.
just well, who knows? JoJo will be over the United States somewhere or over Indonesia, Jakarta, Turkey. We don't know where JoJo is. JoJo's a world traveler. And he says, I have a lot of anxiety about all the adjustments that I'm going to have to make, but there's no turning back now. And that's where my wife is. Well, you didn't have to do any of this.
No.
It was all fine the way it was.
Yeah.
There's nothing I love more than a comfortable bra. Today's sponsor, Honey Love, has revolutionized the bra game. Look, everybody hates an uncomfortable bra. And I know I've introduced a lot of you to the idea of a sleeping bra. But then during the pandemic, my sleeping bra became my everyday bra. And that's not great. So, Honey Love is the best of both worlds. It's a next level comfortable bra that you'll forget about. And yes, you can sleep in it. You'll immediately feel and see the difference. It's so next level comfortable. You'll forget you're wearing it, honestly. We all know that feeling when you get home from a long day and immediately you want to take off the bra, like you're literally flinging it off while you drive up to your house. With Honey Love, you'll never experience that again. I have their best-selling crossover bra. This bra gives all the support of a traditional bra without using any underwires. And Honey Love's bras are designed with the back smoothing fabric to prevent that bra bulge. I mean, there's nothing worse than back fat spurting out of your bra. So I'm glad Honey Love has fixed that for me. I would also highly recommend their V bra. It offers the support of a traditional bra, and it's not like a shelf-like bra that creates that uniboob. And Honey Love also has more than just bras. They have incredibly comfortable shapewear tanks and leggings. Oh, it's almost leggings weather again, you guys. They have those leggings for everyday support. Treat yourself to the best bras on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/pink shade. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. That's honeylove.com/pink shade. Again, use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/pink shade. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where did you hear about us? Make sure you support our show and tell them Pink Shade sent you. Thank you. So now we're in Indonesia and we have some very fun, peppy, upbeat music. And Tata is riding a scooter. She's living her best life. She's got like 6 braids in her hair and she is living. Hello. She's waving like Ingy did when he was walking down the street in Iceland.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, hi, how's it going? I'm on my scooter. Hi.
Hi.
And she says she's so happy to be there in her country, even though, of course, she misses James so much. She says, it's better for me. It's better for my health to be here and I can be with my family. Then she tells us she's the youngest of 6 kids. Everybody worries about her all the time. This is explaining something here.
Mm-hmm.
She also is, so we see her, she's helping her sister sell flavor ice like popsicles to school kids. And yeah, everybody in her family is so happy she's there because they think she's just there for a month because she hasn't told them the truth. Why? What is wrong with them? What is wrong with them?
Surprise.
So she says, yeah, I didn't want to tell my family that I'm here for good until he's here with me. But I'm going to talk to my sister because she always gives good advice on everything. And she always tells me the truth. So I'm going to talk to her before I talk to my parents. So she's sitting with her sister, who's
Wait, I'm
lovely.
sorry. She does say that her sister is going to pay her a little to help with
A
the
little.
ice.
Yeah.
Now, she had previously said that you don't pay family.
Right. Well, maybe that's just in the banana chip business.
There's
I
no
don't
money
know.
in the banana stand chip business.
So she says, James and I want to move back here to Indonesia. And her sister goes, why? She goes, I was homesick. And when I lived there, I was always sick. And she says, since I've been home, the doctor in Indonesia diagnosed me with a tonsil and thyroid issue. And I've been drinking these herbal drinks for a week and taking some medicine, and my swelling is all gone. Curious. And her sister says, well, I'm really glad you're feeling better, but you should just stay there. Don't come and live here.
Yeah.
And then the sister in her talking head goes, I'm confused as to why they would come here. Why would they move here and leave James's job? It's very hard to look for a job here. He's a foreigner. It's super hard for him to communicate. And the minimum wage is very low in this region.
Okay, she should have had all this information before, which she would have if they had asked or told them before they moved.
This is so crazy. So she says to her sister, well, James is coming tomorrow. Surprise! Her sister just looks at her and goes, what? Tomorrow? He's coming tomorrow. Yeah, he's moving here tomorrow. Yeah. Sister's like, what's wrong with both of you? So her sister says, okay, well, look, if you're going to do this, the key is absolutely do not live with mom and dad. Like rent a place like I do. And she goes, yeah, so we're going to live with mom and dad while we look for a place. And the sister says, that's a very bad idea. There will be conflict. There'll be conflict. You have to trust me. You don't want to lose each other. But if you live with mom and dad, it's going to be a problem.
Mm.
So Tata says, now I'm thinking my sister might have a good point.
Oh my
Because
God.
my dad, he likes to tell people what to do, and he only likes things done his way. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. So I hope they're going to get along really well, my dad and James, because I don't want to go back to the United States. This is
Did
these.
you never think about this plan before?
She's
Are you
27
just
and he's
remembered?
33. They're
Yeah,
too
you're too
old.
old to be doing this sort of business. Did you just remember what your dad's personality is like?
Also, if they do go back to the States, if I was his family, I'd be like, "No, we're not giving you a job. No. Move to Florida or somewhere. We're not giving you a job back." I wouldn't
You
give
don't
him a
think
job
they'll
back.
forgive him? They're done.
I wouldn't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Even if they need the help and they haven't hired someone yet.
He's left them high and dry twice. They said the first time he did this, they had to restructure their entire business.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that at some point, you'll have to just be like, "No, you guys move somewhere else. If she doesn't like Maine, go find a warmer climate, move there. We'll see you
I
at
actually
Christmas."
thought the same thing, that they should move somewhere warmer. I could see them becoming friends with Clayton and Annalie. I see a lot
Okay.
of similarities there,
Okay, yeah.
and, or, one of the many couples and in a
Mhm.
warmer climate, and they could form a little 90-day commune, and
Yeah, I think Clayton and Emily live in either Austin or Oklahoma City now.
yeah, it's pretty
Remember?
warm. It's
Pretty
well, I
warm.
don't know if it's warm there. I guess it is.
It's no Indonesia. I mean,
Yeah,
that's pretty gorgeous.
yeah.
Okay, let's finish up with 2 more people that don't make good decisions, and that's Statler and Dempsey.
She was off that stupid bull in her hero shot, and then she was back on it in
I
another
bet that
scene,
I
and
saw her on the bull. Yeah.
yeah, so in one,
Yeah.
she's blowing a, dandelion standing, and I
Oh,
was like, "Thank
nice.
God the bull is gone," and then the
Mm-mm.
bull was back.
Mhm.
So, she's moving out of her apartment today. She's saying goodbye to having a stationary home. She says goodbye to her water ice machine, which
Mhm.
is this perfect. Yeah, we're not just talking about this.
That's right.
She says, "I'll miss you the most, water machine." So, she was able to get an advance from her work for the money that they were short on in the van
Mm,
yesterday,
mm,
in one day.
mm. So she didn't sell her car.
No, she still didn't.
Okay, good.
So, her friend Natalie is helping her store stuff that she doesn't wanna get rid of, which is smart because she
Yeah,
needs to feel like she has a backup plan.
yeah,
And then we see a flashback that Natalie was on the tell-all, which I totally forgot,
right.
and they said, "Well, why" Jasmine said, "What makes Dempsey so special that Statler is, like, moving across the world for her?" And Natalie says, "I don't think she is special."
I remember that.
That was rough. And then,
Yeah,
Dempsey said, "Her opinion is invalid to me," or something.
yeah. Yeah, Dempsey got real salty about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. So she is ready to go. Natalie is learning all this information for the first time, that she has to live in a van. And I mean, she seems to be shocked by everything. She's like, "Wait, and you're paying for the van? Who's paying for the van?" And Statler's like, "Well, I took out a loan and Dempsey sold her trailer. So, yeah, I am putting in more." She's like, "Who's
Mhm,
going to be working? I'm going to
mhm,
be working. What's she going to be doing? She's going to be not working." So, but
mhm.
she said she will cook dinner for me. So, fair trade. And
Right. Right.
Dempsey is like she's gonna be living the dream. She's gonna be able to go off and explore Europe and stuff during the day when Statler is working.
Right.
So Statler's already getting annoyed and jealous, and Natalie keeps pushing, and it's making Statler think. And Natalie says, "In the past, you tend to put yourself last and make yourself small in relationships because you're scared of being rejected and you don't think you're worthy of love." And Statler says, yeah, because I was adopted. And so I have all these issues. And I think my first relationship ever, I was rejected. I wish she would get some therapy
I do
because
too. I do
she
too.
she could totally flip this around and be like, my mom wanted a better life for me, so she gave me up for adoption, and that was like the greatest act of love and sacrifice. She could think of it another way,
Yeah,
but she
agree.
keeps thinking she's rejected. So this show is brought to you by therapy. Try it. So
Also, I will tell you this week on 90 Day HEA, Lauren's friends did talk to her about her body dysmorphia and how, hey, guess what? A
therapy.
surgery is not going to fix it. It's in your brain. Yeah, her friends did talk to her
Thank
about getting
you.
therapy. Yeah,
Thank you, friends.
yes,
So Natalie reminds her, you deserve to be taken care of too and not do all of the taking care of. And you don't have to earn her love by working, by putting in money and stuff. You just deserve love.
right.
And so the next day, Natalie is taking her to the airport, but Statler is freaking out. She woke up with a panic attack. She's only spent 3 weeks in person with Dempsey
Yeah,
in a small trailer that she hated, but they're going
mhm,
smaller in a van.
right,
What could go wrong?
right.
Everything Natalie said yesterday really made her question things. And is Dempsey only with her because she can give her van life? And she's been taken advantage of in relationships financially previously. So apparently she was living with this girl. She was putting in money for the rent. She thought they were splitting the rent, but it turns out the girl had lied about the amount of rent and Statler was paying for almost all of it. While the other girl was putting away money so she could buy a house later and left
Wow,
Statler broke.
that's terrible.
That is so messed up. So
Yeah,
she has trauma from that.
Tatler's got a
So
bad picker.
she does it. She does. Let
Yeah,
Natalie step in.
yeah,
I
I
say
agree.
that all the time. Just let the friends choose. So Natalie cries when she says goodbye to her and she says, I feel like maybe I was too negative yesterday. And so today I'm going to be really positive and maybe this is all going to work out. It's going to be great. And you're not going to wind up on the single life. It's going to be fine. And you deserve it. And good job. And then so Statler waves and she's off on the plane. So
And then we see her wistfully looking out the window and crying.
great shot. She
Yeah.
got a window seat at least for that flight.
By the way, she took that shot of herself because it was self-recorded.
Yeah.
She took that wistful, sad shot of herself.
Whoever was
Yeah.
sitting next to her is just like, oh God, these influencers. I can't filming her for influencers in the wild. That would be amazing.
She's got like a stick, one of
Yeah,
those sticks, and she's
but
like,
it's going over to the other person's
yeah.
seat and they're like,
She's like, "Do you mind? I've got to catch myself crying out this window. Just give me a minute." Nailed it. We're done. Thank you. I do love influencers in the wild. That Instagram,
I
I love
love
it.
if you don't follow on Instagram, influencers in the wild. That's a great follow.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
And there's another one called there's one like Boyfriends of Influencers. And that's another one that's
Oh,
really funny where it's just the guys that are
that
standing
sounds
there being
I gotta
forced
find
to.
that.
That's probably not what is influencer boyfriends or something. It's just the guys that have to stand there and like hold the purses and
Yes.
stuff. It's really
I
funny.
love that.
Next time on 90 Day the Other Way, Josh and Lily are getting some sort of spa treatments. And he's like, "What's she doing to me?" And she's like, "They're cleaning your ears." He's like, "Ooh," he likes it.
Oh, I want that.
Oh, do you? I don't think I'd like that.
Oh,
We got
because I have, like, very itchy ears because
yeah.
of allergies, and I
Uh-huh.
have, thrice gotten Q-tip cotton stuck in my ears and had to go
Oh.
to the doctor
Ooh.
slash the urgent care to
Yeah.
get it out, because it gets so far in there. Because I just
Ooh.
love to itch it. But now I'm
Oh,
not allowed to use Q-tips anymore. I have to use
no.
these plastic or metal things that won't come off in my ear. So I
Plastic
can
and metal doesn't sound much better.
no,
Sticking in your ear.
they're sturdy.
Okay.
Instruments, so they won't break off. There's no cotton. It's just one piece.
But you can't jam that into your ear canal, a piece of
Oh, yeah,
metal.
I itch it all the time,
Oh,
every
no,
day,
Kimberly. Oh
all
gosh.
day,
Okay.
every day.
All right. Well, Josh and Lily are getting some sort of ear cleaning. And by the way, if they don't have any money, they shouldn't be paying for this. Clean your own ears. Get a Q-tip. Get a metal device that Kimberly has.
Yeah,
Corona arrives in Iceland to see Ingi, and he just kind of was like, "Hey," and she was like, "I didn't really feel like that was a romantic hello. It was more like a grandma kiss."
Mhm.
So it's not off to a good start with old Ingi,
Mm-mm.
um, old inbred Ingi. Um, sorry,
Well, he said it. He
he
said it
said it.
first.
He
Yeah.
said it. Um, so James is getting on his flight to go to hither and yon before he gets to Indonesia. And then we see Tata's parents. It looks like they're in the banana chip factory because they're all wearing hair bands, hair nets is the word I was looking
Mhm.
for. They're all wearing hair nets. And I guess she's like, guess what's happening later today? James is
So
coming.
she had said, "You are going to work with my dad in the banana stand."
Uh-huh.
She never cleared that with the dad? What
Dad
if
doesn't even know he's coming.
he doesn't know he is getting a new helper?
Uh-uh. But it looks like they have like because they've got their stuff on to work with food, right? They've
Yeah.
got on hair nets
Yeah.
and all that. And we see Tata's parents telling her, "You're going to have children, right? Like you must have children." And then she says, of course, she's worried because now she heard from her friend when she started crying
Mhm.
that he might not want to have kids. Um, Shekinah says people have been reaching out to her on social media. And it looks like his cousin slash sister, the girl that's like his sister, but it's really his cousin. It was like, no, 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 don't talk to those people. Like, don't do that. And then it looks like Shekinah is going to meet up with some girl that Sarper definitely does not want her to meet up with. And she says to the girl, "Oh, so he said he loved you also? He's a liar." So I
Because
guess,
he made it sound like she was the one that changed his playboy ways, that he
right,
developed actual feelings for and wasn't a
right,
one and done.
right. Like he's never been in love with anybody ever, ever. It's just she's the only one he's ever like considered a relationship with, ever. But it sounds like maybe this other girl.
Liar.
Where was she in the book? Flip, 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 flip. Page
Mhm.
34.
Uh-huh.
Color coded
Yep.
green
There's a
plus
little
two
star
X's
by
and
it.
a plus.
Yeah.
It was good. It was two times. A plus meant I don't know what it means. He's got a system, guys. He's got a
It's a
system.
yeah.
Do you think that when she looks at that book, she sees herself as the last entry?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think he probably banged people after her because she left town right after that and then came
Yeah,
back.
that I
Yeah.
don't know if they were exclusive, although it seemed like the first night they said, "I have feelings for you."
But remember, that was his third girl of the day
You're
when he
right.
hooked up with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was sick. And then the next day she brought him some soup and he was like, she's the one. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand that because he clearly, like, that is a sex addiction, right? If
Yeah.
you're 3 times in a day and this is a regular thing, and then you just stop?
Right.
No way. No way.
Yeah. It's gross. He's gross. The whole thing is gross, gross, gross. Shekinah, you're gross. Everybody's gross.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm sorry I said inbred Ingy, but I couldn't help it. And I just found it to be very funny.
He he said it. He said everyone in his town.
Yeah. Yeah. We're hoping that the more we see him, the cuter we're going to think he is
Yeah.
because we think Corona deserves the best. She seems
Yes.
very accomplished.
Absolutely.
Um, and that's it for this episode and what's happening over on A Date with Dateline. I recorded, speaking of DVRs, I recorded some Dateline this weekend, but I don't know. Are we getting into no more Dateline because of the
Yep.
Olympics? Is that
Yep.
about to happen?
Yeah, at least the next 3 weeks. So we're doing another ID show, and I wanted to do Betrayed with her because I did a
Yes.
Betrayed with you,
Yeah.
and we haven't done Katie and I Betrayed for several years. So
Yeah.
I brought back a Betrayed
Is that what's going to be on your free
on
feed this week?
Wednesday. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's called Bad Blood. It's pretty good.
And
And then
did the title match the episode? Was there bad
um
blood?
it no, it really didn't.
Okay.
And no, it really didn't.
It
And we
doesn't.
discussed that. You suggested to look to the before or the after. Yeah, that didn't
It doesn't work either.
I don't
Mm-mm.
think I think they're just
I think they're off by whole seasons
yeah,
on
mhm,
those titles because it does
mhm.
remember the one before after the one we did was like, meth mouth and like, murderer daughter or something.
Yeah,
So neither one of those matched either.
mm-mm.
Yeah, one of them definitely had meth in the title, which I was like, There was no meth on our episode. Yeah, that Betrayed on the ID channel, that is a wild ride.
Yeah, it's a great show. It's like the most extra reenactment acting.
Yeah.
With this one lady was doing these faces that killed me. This face acting. Oh,
Okay, I love it. I
she was
love it.
great. Yeah.
Did you feel that they were wearing all their own clothes also?
I didn't notice the clothes or any sort of theme like scarves.
Right.
So I was sad about that, but we did have a child actor who
Mm.
kind of made up for it because he was terrible. But
Okay, now I have
feel
to go
really
watch it.
bad saying that, but
Okay. Betrayed,
could have been
Cold Blood,
Bad Blood.
Bad Blood, and now we got Bad Blood. Okay, and what, oh gosh, Kimberly, you just put up a picture. Let me
It's
look at it. Let me look
face
at it.
acting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Okay, Bad Blood. Do you know episode number and season and all that?
Yes, of course.
I know you have it at the tip just because I wanna go watch it so I can listen to you guys on Wednesday.
It's season 1, episode 5. And I
Okay.
had to search for one where a woman didn't get murdered because I was really I didn't feel like having a woman be murdered. So I found
Okay.
one where a man was murdered,
Mhm.
and it
The
made
one
me
that we
feel
saw
better.
well, the one that we did, a woman was murdered, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a woman. So,
That's just the way it goes, guys. Um, Everybody stay safe out there.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you buy some self-protection products on, Prime Day? Like one of those
No,
little birdie things? Yeah, that was a
no,
good
I
idea.
should have.
Yeah. Everybody, make sure you follow Kimberly and Katie on Instagram. They're at Dateline. And again, if you want to hear me talking about claim to fame, I'm going to be on their live this Thursday. That is through their Supercast and Patreon. You can join there and then you can watch the live. We're going to talk about claim to fame, episode 3. And you can follow me on Instagram too at Pink Shade Pod. And this week I have my friend Eliza Rosen coming on Thursday to chat Bravo. And tomorrow on Wednesday, I'm going to have yet another free episode of Welcome to Plathville
Ooh.
because it's doubling up with what we're trying to cover over on Hey Monkey. So it'll be episode 2 of Welcome to Plathville with Kim from Reality Cray Cray.
Oh, fun.
So, yeah, so she's gonna come on and talk about it. I think actually technically the name of their show is 90 Day Fiancé Cray Cray, but I always say 90 Day Cray Cray. You guys know who Kim is.
Yeah.
Kim and Kyle from Cray Cray.
Yeah.
She's coming on to talk Plathville. So, I will talk to you next week. And don't forget, guys, Kimberly and I covering Forbidden Love. That's over on Patreon and Supercast and Apple too. Okay, bye.
An Amish guy getting flossed by his new wife.
Yeah. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, bye. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.